Hi guys, in this video we will go through variables in C# in detail. So let's get started. So what is a variable? A variable is a storage location in computer that holds a value. That could be any value we discussed in our previous video. It could be an integer, decimal, float, or a character. You can think of a variable as a bucket in computer's memory. We can put data in the bucket and take data out of it whenever needed. We can name this bucket so that we can refer to it later on in the program. Declaring a variable means telling the computer or the compiler the type of data the variable will hold. You declare the type and name of a variable in a declaration statement. The type could be int, float, decimal, or char type. Suppose your program needs to store the age of a user. To do that, you can name this data as user age and declare the variable as user age. What it means is the declaration statement first states the data type of the variable, followed by the variable name. The data type of the variable refers to the type of data that the variable will store. Like in this case, it will store an integer value, and the name of the variable will be used in our program to refer to it later on. After you declare the variable user age, your program will allocate a certain area of your computer's memory to store this data. You can then access and modify this data by referring to its name, user age, later on in the program. We will soon write a program that will make things more clear. So how should we name these variables? There are a couple of rules around naming variables. A variable name in C# can only contain letters, numbers, or underscores. The first character cannot be a number. Hence, you can name your variable username, user underscore name, or username2, but not to username because it starts with a number. There are a number of reserved words in C# that you can't use as variable names. C# is a case sensitive language, so all variable names are case sensitive as well. So username in lowercase is not the same as username with capital N. And there are some naming conventions we should follow for naming these variables. So we will start the name with a lowercase letter. If it is a multi-word variable or identifier, we will start the second and each subsequent word with an uppercase letter. Let's go through some examples. So here we have got a variable name max number. So the first word will start with lowercase letter and the subsequent with the uppercase. Similarly, sales order number, the first word starts with small s and the subsequent words start with the capital O and capital N. Similarly, the first name. This notation is called camel case notation. It is highly recommended that we use this kind of naming conventions for all our variables. So we know now what a variable is and how we should name them and how we can declare them. But how do we initialize a variable with a value? Every time you declare a new variable, you need to give it an initial value. This is known as initializing the variable. You can change the value of the variable in your program later. There are two ways to initialize a variable. First one is initialize it at the point of declaration, and the second one is initialize it in a separate statement. We will soon see an example of both in a demo program. So when assigning the values to a variable, assignment operator comes in handy. The equal sign is the assignment operator, which assigns the value on its right to the variable on its left. We'll see an example soon. After this assignment, you can use the variable in your code to refer to the value it holds. In the next video, we will write a program to go through all these data types and see a working example. If you haven't done already, please do subscribe, share and like the video. Thanks.